Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm glad to have with me today President-elect of the Pilot Club. How
Yes,
about
sir.
that, Jennifer Bryant? Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And it's almost, we were talking off camera how old we were. I'll leave that out right now. But this is the 50th year of the St. Patrick's
Yes, sir.
Festival. And I remember as a little boy riding on one of the floats, one of the first years, and Mama taking me downtown to Dunn's Department Store. I'm sure you probably don't remember that.
No,
But
sir.
to get that green bow tie. Everybody had to have a green bow tie, but so much has happened since then. And what a great vision, Miss Everly and Dick Killebrew and people like that, Mr. Champion, to bring something to Dublin that has lasted this long. It's a great festival, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yes, sir.
And part of that festival, usually the first event is the Miss St. Patrick's Scholarship Pageant, right?
That's right. And the date this year is February the 21st.
Wow. Gets earlier every year, don't it?
It seems like it does.
And the big thing we need to talk about today is we've got a deadline coming up Thursday the 15th, right?
Yes, sir. That is the deadline for the applications.
Okay, and tell us what we need to do.
It's on Pilot Club of Dublin's Facebook page, or if a young lady is interested, needs to be between the ages of 16 and 21. She can contact myself or any other Pilot Club member, and we will be more than happy to get that young lady an application.
And you have to have the application process so early because there's a lot of practicing and dresses to get and all those things, right?
Yes, sir. And there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that, we need sponsors for the girls. So if any business out there would like to sponsor a girl, we would be happy to have that. Shirts have to be ordered, pictures have to be done, program needs to be put together. So there's also a lot of behind-the-scenes in addition to the practicing.
And we're talking here today at Theater Dublin, beautiful theater here is where the pageant's going to be held. And tell us the MCs, what goes into it. You have talent, tell me a little bit about the pageant.
Yes, sir. We have not nailed down an MC at this point. We do have some options available, but we also have different entertainments. So, when you come, you'll obviously support the young lady that you're here to see, but you'll also be entertained. We've had in the past dance groups, the little children coming in dancing, singing talent, dancing, adults dancing, that type of stuff. So it's always very interesting to see, in addition to the lovely ladies in their outfits.
Yeah, so it's more than a pageant.
It is. It is. Well, in addition to that, it's more than a pageant in the sense that it's a scholarship pageant. We have different levels. We have first and second runner-up, the Queen, but we also have best interview, highest GPA, things like that. And this all scholarship money that we get from the St. Patrick's Committee to give to these young ladies.
And attending most all the 50-some-odd things that go on during St. Patrick's, I can honestly say Miss St. Patrick's is probably the busiest person during March.
She is.
How do they do that?
Well, that's why we have to have ours first.
Right.
So that way we get the itinerary from the rest of the events and give it to Miss St. Patrick's because it is her job to participate in those events. And I want to back up just a second. I misspoke. The businesses around give us the money for the best interview and those types of scholarships, but the Miss St. Patrick's Committee gives us the funds for the first, second Queen.
And that money, especially the cost of college now.
Very much.
It has to come in handy.
It does.
And of course, speaking of last year's, Hannah Holly, she's at the University of Georgia this
She
year,
is.
so I'm sure she could use that money and has used that money.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
What a great representative last year, and every year it seems to get better and better through the years. But looking back over the last several years, the young ladies that have represented not only the Pilots Club, but our community, not just in the parade, but I mentioned all the activity, the pancake supper, and the joint civic luncheon, and the baby crawl, and the little leprechaun, and I mean, it goes on and on. Like I said, about 50 events, but it is a great honor, isn't it?
It is, and they take, the girls, the Queen takes great pride in what they do. It's a relationship builder between not only the Miss St. Patrick's Committee, Pilot Club, but also to the younger generation. And so we're very thankful that we've had such great queens that can bridge that gap.
And a lady that works hard, and I hate to start naming names in the pilot club, but Miss Lucy Skinner every year. Miss Lucy, I got to hand it to her. I know we're at everything, but she is at everything.
Yes. As long as I've been in the club, she has always been the Queen's attendant.
Mm-hmm.
So she chauffeurs to and from and makes sure she attends, and the Queen is on time and doing exactly what she needs to do. Miss Lucy is on top of that.
Amen. And they're on time, trust me.
Yes.
If she's the attendant, they're going to be on time. And the pilot club, it's got to be a wonderful project for y'all. It's got to be fun, isn't it?
It is. It is. I believe this is maybe my 5th pageant, and I truly love it, which I participated when I was younger, much younger. But so, it's always been dear to my heart. So I'm glad that now we can come in and give it a new spin.
What is the mission actually of the pilot club, and how does this pageant tie in with that?
Well, the Pilot Club is a service organization that's geared towards brain-related injuries or diseases, Alzheimer's, stuff like that. We give bike helmets to all the first grade students in Lawrence County to protect the brain. So the things that we are involved in is brain-related. But this pilot, the scholarship pageant, is just another way that we can give back to the community, to get our organization out there, to get our projects out there, and to continue just to bridge that gap between the service organizations and the community that we serve.
And then you have a lot of fundraisers throughout the year. One of my favorite is the Polar Express.
Yes.
I mean, y'all, where did that idea come from?
Well, we needed a new fundraiser, and we polled our members, and one of the members in particular, I believe it was in Tennessee. There's a real Polar Express with a real train. The kids wear the pajamas, and she kind of brought that to us. And okay, we brainstormed, how can we bring that to Middle Georgia? And so through several brainstorming sessions, we came up with Pilot's Polar Express, and we, started from zero, and this was our 5th year.
Mm-hmm. And I know the Pilot Club has been a part of our community here since, I guess, the mid-'70s.
Yes, sir.
What drew you to join the Pilot Club?
Well, in high school, I was in Anchor Club, which is the high school division of the Pilot Club. So I already basically knew what the Pilot Club was about. As I said earlier, I was in the pageant and just did different things to help out the Pilot Club in high school. So I knew what it was about, and I knew that it was a very worthy cause and organization. So when I came back and got involved with work and back in the community, Miss Lucy was actually the one that said, well, come back.
What a shock.
So
right?
I know. So I did, and it has been wonderful.
Yeah, it is. Great group of people in there, and I know, I think you just come from a meeting, didn't you?
I did,
Yeah.
the executive board meeting.
Yeah. So a lot of good things. Busy time of the year, especially with the pageant coming up. But want to reiterate before we go that next Thursday, the 15th, is the deadline for the girls getting their applications in,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And if the girls have trouble or think that they may not be able to find a sponsor, don't let that stop. Don't let that stop you from entering. We can always find a sponsor. So
Okay.
we're going to have a good time. We already got our choreographer lined up. Mindy Lord is going to come back with us again this year.
Right.
So it's going to be a fun time, and I think the girls are really going to enjoy it.
Okay, and it will be the 21st?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The first practice, dance practice, will be the 19th. The 20th will be a dance / just general rehearsal practice with the pageant that Saturday at 7:30.
Okay, and admission to get in?
$7 in advance, 8 at the door.
Okay, and all of it goes to a very worthy cause. You've
Yes,
heard us
sir.
talking about the Pilots Club, so great organization. You don't have to worry about where your money goes because it goes right back in our
It
community.
does, every bit.
That's the good thing. So, girls, we want you to be a part of it. You learn not only the winners, the scholarships, but what you gain. And you mentioned you was in it. Not only the confidence and the poise and meeting new people. And just a side note, I know you're very involved in Lawrence Youth Leadership.
Yes, sir.
That's one of the benefits of that is meeting kids from the other schools, East and West and Trinity and Dublin, and the
Very much
camaraderie and
so.
the fellowship.
It very much so. And when the girls get on stage, there is no division.
No.
Which is so great to see. And also something that will help them is we have a best interview. So you will have a panel interview with our judges. So that's another way that you can just gain experience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's great. Jennifer Bryant with the Pilots Club, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you for joining us today.